Once upon a time, in the darkest depths of hell, there lived the most beautiful woman in the world, a woman so stunning that her beauty could shame the very stars. But despite being born in hell, she yearned for the light of day. She wanted to see the sun, the moon, and the stars, and she dreamed of a hero who would one day come to rescue her from the endless night. And then he came, a fearless Viking warrior named Bjorn Ironside, whose courage was only surpassed by his unwavering love for his wife. But when he arrived in hell, he found that rescuing his beloved would require more than just brute force. He had to face hordes of demons and the knights of hell itself. He had to fight his way through the legions of Satan, enduring unbearable torments that threatened to break his spirit and extinguish his soul. But Bjorn Ironside's determination never wavered. With his trusty battle axe raised high, he charged into the heart of darkness, ready to do battle with the forces of evil. The warrior's journey began in the frozen wastelands of the north, where the icy winds howled like hungry wolves and the snow fell in thick, heavy drifts. It was a harsh and unforgiving land, but it was here that Bjorn Ironside made his stand. His shield, adorned with the symbol of a snarling wolf, was a testament to his fierce spirit. His axe, as tall as himself, was a weapon of legend, capable of splitting mountains and shaking the very foundations of the earth. The warrior's journey was fraught with danger at every turn. There were treacherous ice bridges that threatened to collapse beneath his feet, blinding blizzards that sought to freeze him alive, and fearsome creatures that stalked the wasteland, their eyes gleaming with hunger. But Bjorn Ironside pressed on undeterred. His resolve was as solid as the ice beneath his feet, and his spirit was as unbreakable as his legendary axe. For the warrior knew that his quest was not just about rescuing his wife, it was about bringing hope to all those who dared to dream of freedom. As days turned into weeks, Bjorn Ironside's journey took him deeper and deeper into the frozen wasteland. The temperature dropped to unimaginable levels, and the biting wind seemed to pierce his very bones. But still he pressed on, his eyes fixed on the distant horizon where he hoped to find a way out of the wasteland. Then one day, just when his hope was beginning to dwindle, Bjorn Ironside stumbled upon a cave hidden beneath a wall of ice. Summoning the last of his strength, he made his way inside and found himself in a vast cavern filled with the strangest sights and sounds. The air was warm and humid, a welcome change from the freezing cold outside, and the walls of the cave were adorned with strange and mysterious symbols that seemed to glow with an otherworldly light. In the center of the cavern, Bjorn Ironside saw a shimmering portal, a gateway to another world. But before he could take a step towards it, he was confronted by a fearsome creature, a guardian of the portal. It was a beast of pure darkness, its eyes burning with malevolent fire, and its claws as sharp as shards of ice. But Bjorn Ironside was not one to back down from a fight. He rode a challenge and charged forward, his axe raised high. The battle was fierce, and the cavern echoed with the clash of steel on claw and the roar of two powerful warriors. But in the end, Bjorn Ironside's courage and skill prevailed, and he emerged victorious. Wounded but triumphant, the warrior approached the portal and stepped through, emerging on the other side, battered and bruised, but free from the clutches of the ice giants. Bjorn Ironside now found himself in the realm of the dead, a place where the river of souls flowed like a dark and silent river, and the trees of the underworld whispered secrets to the wind. It was a realm of shadows and silence, where the dead awaited their final judgment. But Bjorn Ironside was not one to be deterred by the gloom and doom. He pressed on, determined to find a way to free his wife from the clutches of the devil. As he ventured deeper into the underworld, Bjorn Ironside encountered all manner of strange and terrifying creatures, from the mournful wail of the sirens to the ghostly apparitions that haunted the paths he walked. But he pressed on, his resolve strengthened by his love for his wife and his belief in the power of the living. Finally, He reached the center of the underworld, where he saw a massive iron gate guarded by fearsome creatures whose eyes burned with infernal fire. This was the gate to hell itself, and Bjorn Ironside knew that if he could get through it, he would finally be able to rescue his wife. Taking a deep breath, Bjorn Ironside charged forward, his battle axe raised high. He fought with the strength of 10 men, his anger and determination fueling his every strike. But the creatures guarding the gates were relentless, and it seemed as though they would never give up. Just when Bjorn Ironside thought he might be overwhelmed, a voice boomed across the underworld. Enough. From behind the iron gate emerged a figure of immense power, a warrior unlike any Bjorn Ironside had ever seen before. He was clad in armor that seemed to be forged from the fires of hell itself, and his eyes blazed with infernal fire. "Who are you?" Bjorn Ironside demanded, his voice echoing across the underworld. "I am the Knight of Hell," the warrior replied, his voice like the rumble of a volcano, "and this is my domain. Turn back, mortal, before you are consumed by the flames." But Bjorn Ironside was not one to back down from a challenge. "I will not turn back," he declared, his voice ringing with determination. "I have come to rescue my wife from your master Satan, and nothing will stop me." The Knight of Hell laughed, a sound that echoed across the underworld like the clash of 1,000 cymbals. "So be it," he said. "If you wish to die, then die. But know this, no mortal has ever defeated a Knight of Hell." With that, the Knight of Hell charged forward, his sword blazing with infernal fire. The battle was epic, and the fate of the world hung in the balance. Bjorn Ironside fought with the strength of 10 men, his battle axe flashing like lightning in the darkness. But the Knight of Hell was a formidable opponent, and soon Bjorn Ironside was wounded and exhausted. As the battle raged, the other Knights of Hell joined the fray, and it seemed as though Bjorn Ironside was doomed to defeat. But just when all hope seemed lost, the warrior remembered the love that had brought him this far. He thought of his wife and the life they had shared, and he drew strength from their memory. With a surge of adrenaline, Bjorn Ironside fought back, his axe finding its mark again and again. He fought with the fury of a cornered wolf, and soon the Knights of Hell began to fall. One by one, Bjorn Ironside's axe sang through the air, ending each knight's fiery existence. Finally, the Knight of Hell stood alone, wounded and defeated. Bjorn Ironside, though battered and bruised, was ready to deliver the final blow. But before he could strike, the Knight of Hell spoke, his voice weak and filled with regret. "You have won this battle, mortal, but know this, Satan will not take this defeat lying down. He will come for you, and when he does, you will need all the help you can get." With that, the Knight of Hell collapsed, his armor falling away to reveal a soul as black as the night sky. Bjorn Ironside watched as the soul was dragged away by shadowy figures, and he knew that the real battle was yet to come. Victorious but wary, Bjorn Ironside turned his attention to the iron gates. It was time to rescue his wife and bring her back to the world of the living. But as he approached the gates, a new voice boomed across the underworld. "So you have slain my knights, mortal, but you will not leave this place alive." From behind the gates emerged a figure of immense power, his eyes blazing with infernal fire and his presence radiating an aura of pure evil. It was Satan himself, and he was enraged. The battle between Bjorn Ironside and Satan was epic. The two warriors clashed blow after blow, their weapons ringing like thunder in the darkness. But Bjorn Ironside knew that he could not defeat Satan in open combat. So he fought with all the cunning and skill he possessed, dodging and weaving, striking when Satan least expected it. And finally, with a mighty swing of his battle axe, Bjorn Ironside struck a fatal blow that sent Satan crashing to the ground. The devil lay wounded and defeated, and Bjorn Ironside knew that he had won. But as he approached the fallen devil, Satan's voice echoed across the underworld. "You may have won this battle, mortal, but I will be back. and when I return, you will die." With that, Satan's body began to smoke and writhe, and before Bjorn Ironside's eyes, he vanished into thin air. Victorious but weary, Bjorn Ironside turned his attention to the iron gates. It was time to rescue his wife and claim his victory, but as he reached out to open the gates, he felt a searing pain in his chest. Looking down, he saw a wound that was slowly but surely draining his life away. It was the work of Satan, a parting gift from the fallen angel to the warrior who had bested him. Bjorn Ironside knew that he wouldn't make it, but with his last bit of strength, he opened the gates and stepped through. On the other side, he was greeted by the sight of his wife, her eyes shining with joy and gratitude. But as he embraced her, he knew that this was goodbye. With a final smile, Bjorn Ironside collapsed, his eyes gazing up at the heavens. He had won his battle, but the war between good and evil was far from over. And so the legend of Bjorn Ironside, the legendary warrior, known for his bravery and strength. The warrior who saved his wife and single-handedly defeated Satan, was passed down through the ages, inspiring hope in the hearts of the righteous and striking fear into the hearts of the wicked.